Friends, good evening. It looks like everyone is here, so let's get started. Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for being here today. I am Sahil Ratnaparkhi, and I am with the CodeClause team. So today's agenda is understanding data science. First of all, we will start by understanding data science. Just what is data science? We will also study a case so that it will help us better understand. Then we will move towards the tools that we normally use for data science, and then we will wrap up with hands-on EDA. EDA in the sense exploratory data analysis. We will analyze a data set practically so that you will get a better understanding. So let's begin. So, what is data science? Data science combines math and statistics, specialized programming, advanced analytics, artificial intelligence, and machine learning with specific subject matter expertise to uncover actionable insights hidden in an organization's data. These insights can be used to guide decision making and strategic planning. So, this is the definition by the book. But in simple words, data science is the ability to extract meaningful insights from the data and communicating the insights with the stakeholders. Now, here, a stakeholder means person who is in charge, like the manager or the client of the company. So we should be able to extract insights and communicate it with the customer or the marketing team. It also includes the art of sort of storytelling, so that the company could make use of the insights for the benefit of the company. So why data science? It is actually pretty simple. Making sense of data will reduce the horror of uncertainty for organizations. Data science is rapidly growing function, but industry experts say it is still in its infancy. So in 2003, iTunes took 100 months to reach 100 million users, while Pokemon Go in 2016 took days to reach a million mark. I think this itself explains the use of data science, but it is also very useful for companies, because companies hate, or I should say fear, uncertainty, as all their plans go out of the window because of uncertain events. They lose money. As you might know, every company plans years in advance. So data science helps in reducing this uncertainty and introduces the idea of predictability. So that is why data science is pretty useful. So what is the need for data science? So data science is the ability to process and interpret data. It enables the companies to make informed decisions around growth and performance. The demand for skilled data scientists is on the rise, and it will still rise for the next decade. For example, machine learning is now being used to make sense of every kind of data, big or small. Data metrics are driving every business decisions. The job market scenario for data science will grow to almost 11.5 million by 2026, according to Bureau of Labor Statistics of US. So companies are busy ramping up their data science workforce to enable higher efficiency and planning. What does it mean in short? It means that there are more opportunities in data science. Data science simply helps the companies to make informed decisions. They are like the guidance system for the companies, and companies need more of these beings called data scientists. By the way, what is data scientist? I think you will get a lot of definitions out there, so I will explain it to you in simple words. Data scientist is someone who knows more programming than a statistician, and more math than a programmer. So it is the best of both worlds, maths and programming. And I have to admit that it is really So, have you ever heard that the data is the new oil? If not, I will explain you why. So, I will explain you with the help of case study. Some of you might have heard about Cambridge Analytica. So, what is Cambridge Analytica? Cambridge Analytica was a consulting company that specialized in using data science methodologies to support political campaigns. The company declared its bankruptcy in 2018 following the legal and political fallout from its use of personal data obtained by obtained from roughly 90 million Facebook users. So let us understand what actually happened with Cambridge Analytica. So Cambridge Analytica was founded in 2013. It is offshoot of a British company called SCL Group, like Google and Alphabet. Like Alphabet is the parent company of Google. So the same way, it has a parent company called SCL. So it was set up as a US subsidiary company of SCL. During its early days, it targeted Facebook and other social media platforms to run advertisements based on user profiles, including ads for political campaigns. So, what they actually did is they took the data of people from Facebook using some kind of personality test. You might have seen or given online some personality tests which determines your personality. I don't know the specific questions, but using those questions, they found out that who were people supporting any leader among Trump or Hillary Clinton. It was election time, and that they used this information to target those people and advertise them using this data. So they use kind of target advertising, and they somehow influence their decision making using their own data. So the public's concern regarding Cambridge Analytica was based not only on its acquisition of personal information, but also on the way company reportedly used that information. So I will begin from opportunities. So as I was saying that the opportunities in data science are tremendous. I mean, if you look at the average salary of a data scientist, it is 10 LPA according to Glassdoor, and of a software engineer, it is 8 LPA, which is very good considering the data science has just come into the market. And data science can also be your way for machine learning and artificial intelligence. Means through data science you can enter such fields which is high in demand, and further also it will be high in demand. So let's begin our journey. So first we start from the language. So there are many languages that can be used, uh, but the most popular among them are Python and R. And among those, Python is preferred more because it is easy to understand, and it has library support. So Python is preferably used, and I think you should go for Python too because it's fairly easy to understand and the libraries are pretty powerful and good. So the libraries that we are going to use for data science that you will be commonly using, I would like to say, for data science are Pandas, NumPy, SciPy, Matplotlib, and Seaborn. And Seaborn are mainly used for data visualization to display the graphs and such things, graphs and plots. Scikit-learn, TensorFlow, Keras, Plotly, and NLTK. NLTK is used for natural language processing. So Pandas. So pandas is a Python library used for faster data analysis, data cleaning, and data pre-processing. Pandas is built on the top of NumPy. It's another library, and pandas is built on NumPy. So before you install pandas, make sure you have NumPy in your system. You might also have heard about data frames, and data frames, which is a common term in machine learning. So this comes from pandas. So pandas libraries helps us to make data frames easily. So basically that it is like you have some data in Excel file or a CSV file or .json file. So the pandas library helps you to read the data and take the data to your coding playground, say Jupyter Notebook or Colab, and so you can perform your analytics on the data using pandas. The second common library is NumPy. So it is a pretty fundamental library. It is used to process a multidimensional array, and it is also used for mathematical logical operations, so sorting, shape manipulation, basic linear algebra, and statistical operations. So NumPy is also a pretty handy library, but you will be using pandas more than NumPy. Matplotlib is an amazing visualization library in Python for 2D plots. Matplotlib is a multi-platform data visualization library. It is also built on NumPy arrays. So it basically is used to show plots and graphs so that you can show your data analysis to the stakeholders in such a way that they can understand what the data actually means. So it has a wide range of data set, wide range of plots such as bar plot, histogram, pie chart, etc. It consists of several plots, just like I said. It also has scatter plot, line chart. Seaborn. Seaborn is also a data visualization library, but it is built on top of Matplotlib. So basically, Seaborn is a better for data visualization, but you have to also import Matplotlib and Seaborn so that you can use Seaborn. So now we will see some hands-on, and then go in File menu and create a new notebook. Okay, so if you have a laptop with you right now, go ahead and go on Google Colab. This is a free platform for data scientists to use so that we can analyze our data from anywhere. It is provided by Google and it is free of cost. There is an alternative called Jupyter Notebook, but it has to be on our system. So we have to install Jupyter Notebook and Python and all that. So we can use Colab instead. So for those who do not know Python or are new to Python, I am going to just refresh their knowledge of Python. So just I will give the basics. In Python, we declare an array using any variable. Means like C++ and Java, we don't use data types like int or string in Python. We just give the variable name like array, and we declare an array using a square bracket. It is also called list in Python, and we give some values. it's running. So to iterate an array in Python, we use for loop. So for loop we will use from the first element to the last element. So for that we will need the length of an array. So we will declare a variable n, and we will give the len function, and we will pass a variable in there. By the way, you can run this cell by using shift and enter. These rectangular things are called cells. So to iterate through the array, we use for I in range and print I. Yeah, so this is the contents of our array that we printed using the for loop. So in range basically starts from 0 and it stops at n minus 1, means it does not consider the nth value. So let us check what is the nth value. 4. So it starts from 0, it iterates to 1, then it goes to 2, 3 and 4, which is the length of the array. So this is how we use for loop in Python. Let's go through if else statement. So let's say age equals to 18. So if age is greater than equal to 18, we print you are eligible to drive, else yeah. So this is how we use the if else statements in Python. Basically, instead of curly braces, we use indentations and colon. So after every loop, after every statement, you have to put a colon, and instead of curly braces, you have to give indentations. So one last point I need you to revise is the dictionary. So dictionary is basically a key value pair. So for each unique key, it stores a value. So let's declare a dictionary D. So this is our dictionary. Here one is the key, which is unique for every value. Value can be repeated here, but the key must remain unique. So we use dictionary for O of one lookup, means using dictionary we can access the data faster. So yes, so this is our dictionary, and we can get keys and values separately. So key equals. So this is how we printed the keys, that is 0, 1 and 2. And now I will show you how to print the values. So here are the values. So I just showed you this because this will be helpful for you while you are doing some hands-on, because we use keys and values a lot. So I hope this helps. So now let's try some hands-on. Okay. So if you have PC with you, please go follow along with me. We will import the matplotlib. So here we will import the matplotlib library. Yes. So let me show you first. So we will declare an array, say of years: 1950, 1960, 1970, 1980. And I will declare a second array of GDP. So now we will plot a line chart to show the relation between years and GDP. That is how GDP changes according to the years. So plt.plot is actually the line plot that we are plotting, and we are passing years on the x-axis and GDP on the y-axis. Plt.title, it gives the title to our graph. So let me show you. Okay, so can you see this is the years on the x-axis, and on y-axis is the GDP, which goes to 600 in 1980. So you can make changes also. Like I will, if I want to add some color to the chart. So as you can see, the color has changed. I can also add labels to the x-axis and y-axis. Yes, so as you can see on y-axis, we can see the label billions of dollars, and in x-axis, you can see the label years. You can also add markers, like at what point we are plotting. So like yeah, so you can see each point on the line chart. If you add a marker attribute to the plot method. So next, we can see bar chart. Okay, so okay, I will write some movies or TV shows. So so these are some random movies and TV shows. Okay, one is a TV show and two are the movies and Oscars, or we can say awards. Number of awards the TV show or the movie got. And now we will plot a bar chart. So on x-axis we will give the movies array, and on y-axis we will give awards. As you can see that the TV show Silicon Valley has received the highest number of awards, followed by the movie Steve Jobs. I don't know if it's a real movie, but there was a movie on Steve Jobs, and Avatar has the least number of awards. So we can also add labels to x and y axis and title. So title must always be a string, so it should be in double quotes. Yes, so as you can see, we have a title, my shows, and on the y-axis we have awards, and x-axis we have the shows. So, do you have any doubt up until now? If you have, please comment. If you understood, please comment that you have got what I actually told. Okay, okay. Thank you, Mihir. It was fairly easy for you, I think. So next we will go for histogram. Actually, histogram is pretty important in data science. They say that it is an art of drawing histogram. I don't know why they say that, but it shows that how important histograms are. So I will make a new data set, say grades. Two. So again, we will use the same technique, plt dot, but instead of bar, we will use hist keyword, plt dot hist grades, plt dot show. So as you can see that between 30 and 40 we have just 32. Between 65 and 85 we have large amount of data, and 90 and 100 we only have a single bar, so only one. So in this also we can add labels, X label, Y label, and title. So let me add that. Histogram shows the frequency of the grades, how frequently one gets the grade. So yes, this is okay. It was my mistake, I guess. It should be grades, and it should be frequency. Okay, yes. So these are the normally used plots. So next we are going to work on the real data set, because in real world you will never get data sets in such a way. In real world you get data sets that are pretty big, and they are like in some kbs or mbs, they can be in gbs, and they are in tabular format, like in rows and columns. So I will share you a link to the data set that I will be using. So from this site you can, actually it is a drive link, so from this link you can download the data set that I will be using, and if you want you can go ahead and try it with me. So this is actually, this time we are going to perform EDA with the real data set. So I will open a new notebook. So on Google Colab we need to upload our data set so that we can use it. Okay, so here is our data set, matches.csv. So this time we are going to analyze the data set of IPL. So we have, let me show you the data set. Okay. So this is our data set. We have ID, season, the city in which the match was played, the date, team 1, team 2, between which teams, two teams the match was played, the toss points winner, the toss decision, result. We also have winner, and win by runs, by how many runs the team won, by how many wickets the team won, player of the match, venue, umpire 1, umpire 2, and umpire 3. So this is our data set. It's actually pretty interesting to analyze the data set. So let's begin. Okay, so you are not able to open this link. Don't worry. We will share you the data set. Give me a minute. Okay, so the team will share the dataset will use soon. Until that, I will begin the analysis. So first, we need to import the libraries that we need. So for importing the dataset, the first and the most important library we need is pandas. The second library we need for data visualization is matplotlib. The third library we need is Seaborn. So if you are confused about PD, what is PD, PLT, and SNS? So we import the library with a like a short name. So instead of typing pandas every time, we type PD to access the methods, and the same goes for matplotlib and Seaborn. So we will make a data frame first. So let's name the data frame IPL, and we will use pandas. So pg dot read CSV, and in parenthesis we need to give the name of the dataset. So the dataset is matches dot CSV. Okay, so the dataset is loaded. So let's see how the dataset looks. So we will use the I dot head method data frame. The name of the data frame dot head method. So what this dot head method does is that it shows the first 5 records of the data frame. So as you can see, these are the first 5 records for the data of our data frame. If you want more, so like 10 records, we can type 10 in the parenthesis. And yes, here are the 10 records. I hope you can see the ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Similarly, we have a tail method. So the tail method does exactly the opposite of the head method. It shows the last 5 entries of the dataset. And similarly, we can also extend the range up to 20, 100, or until the end of the dataset. So it, it will show the 20 last 20 dataset columns of the dataset. So next is info. So while you are analyzing the dataset, you need to understand the dataset first. So in order to understand, we use methods like info. So info method gives us the data type and the not null count. So the data type is int. Int means our integer, and object data type simply means that it is a string. We can also call it categorical data. So these are the column names and the data type of the column, which will be further used in our analysis. So now let's check how big is our data set. So using shape method, we can check it. Oh, sorry. Yes, so there are 755 total rows in our data set and 18 columns. Now we will use the describe method to describe our data set. Yeah, so describe method shows the count in the sense the total number of records, as it is 755 in all the cases. The mean means the average of each data set, each column, ID, season, win by wickets, win by runs. STD means standard deviation. Standard deviation is the square root of variance, and variance actually is the measure, means how much the data is spread across. So that is not important right now. The minimum mean shows the minimum amount, minimum quantity in the data set. So in ID column, the minimum is 1. The 25% shows the 25% range of the dataset. Similarly, 50% shows the middle record of the dataset. 75% shows the 75% portion of the dataset, and the max shows the maximum value of the dataset. So this describe shows the mean, count, etc. only for the int type. So as we can see, those columns that have int as their data type can be seen here. ID, season, DL applied, win by runs, win by wickets, win by runs, win by wickets. But those who are object are not shown because they are string, so we cannot find the mean and minimum of string. So this is that. We can also check if our data set contains any null values. So it shows that if there are any null values of or not. If there is a null value, it will show true value here. But it is better to do using dot sum. If we add dot sum, it will give us a better look. Yeah. So as we can see, the city column has seven missing values. There are no values. Basically, it's null. The winner has four null values, and the player of match has four. Umpire two has two missing values. Umpire one also has two missing values, and umpire three has 637 missing values. So it's actually a pretty high number for missing values. So we can actually see it graphically using the heat map to better understand. Let me show you. PLT dot. Yeah. So as you can see, these white lines, you can say, this shows the missing value. So in city there are this many missing values. In winner there are two. In a player of the match there are two. In umpire one and umpire two there are few at the bottom, if you can see. And look at the umpire three column. It's all white. Most of the column is white, means there are a lot of missing values. We might as well drop this column. It's totally not useful for us. So now we will further analyze the data to see which player was man of the match most of the times. Basically, we'll count the number of times a player was man of the match. So let me show you. We will use IPL data frame, and in in the square braces, we will pass the name of the column. In this case, the name is player of match dot value count. Yes. So as we can see, Chris Gale was man of the match 21 times. AB de Villiers was 20 times. I guess this is a old data set, so we will get some old values, but I guess it's okay. So most of the time, Chris Gale was the man of the match. Then the second was ABD. The third was Rohit Sharma. So as there are many number of such records, we can see these two dots here, but we can also fix it. So if we use pd dot set options, yeah. So now if we run this, yeah, as you can see, we get every player who was man of the match at least one time. So Chris Gale, ABD, Rohit Sharma, Dhoni, Warner, Watson, and every player who was man of the match at least one time using these two commands dot set option. It is also given by pandas, so it is pretty helpful library for data analysis. Now we have to find the players, the top five players who were man of the match, means the highest times, five players who were most times the man of the match. So for that, I will again use IPL dataset, and we will pass the column name dot value counts. So value counts basically shows us the values like in dictionary key and value pair. So every key is unique. Here the key is the player name, and there are a value for every key. So if we want the top five players, we will use list slicing. So we will use 0 and 5, which will show us the top five players. So as you can see, we have these top five players who were the man of the match most times. So let us store the keys and values. So here I am basically storing the keys, means the names of the players in a variable, so that I can use it for further analysis. So here the list method basically converts converts the names into a list, or you can say an array. So as I have shown earlier, the dot keys is used to extract the values of the keys, extract the keys basically. So if I print keys now, yes, we get an array of the names of the top five players who were man of the match most of the times. In the same way, we will do for values. Yeah, so okay, I accidentally typed dot keys dot values. Yeah, if I print, yeah, so these are the values. These are the values corresponding to Chris Gale 21, ABD 20, Rohit Sharma 17, Dhoni 17, and Warner 17. So now let's plot data into a bar plot. So PLT dot figure is used to set the figure size. It is not mandatory, but it is a good practice to use it. So we are passing keys to the x-axis and values to the y-axis. Now we can give title using plt dot title. So let's give it the title of most man of the match winners and plt dot show. Yes. So the number of times a player has won man of the match is on the y-axis and the player is on the x-axis. Here plt dot show is not mandatory, means if even if we do not use this we will get the output, but it is a good practice to use plt dot show. I hope you are getting till now. Is there any doubt? Please let me know. Okay, thank you Mihir. This was pretty simple. Now uh, let's see the toss winners. So IPL dot So according to our data, Mumbai Indians has won the toss most of the times, followed by KKR, and CSK has won the toss 89 times. So these are our major toss winners. Apparently, Mumbai Indians wins the toss most of the times. We will see the teams which which wins after choosing to bat first most of the times. Means which is good at setting a target and winning it. So let's see. So let's give a variable batting first. Okay. IPL win by runs. So here we are saying that the team which has won by runs is not equals to zero. Means which has more won by runs by more than zero runs. Basically, which has won by more than zero runs. Actually, we cannot win with zero runs, so it would be a draw. Okay, so let's see. Batting first, head. Yeah, so this is the teams that have won by choosing to bat first. So let's see a histogram, that is the frequency, how frequently a team has won by choosing to bat first. When you plot such type of data, it becomes easier for you to better understand the data, so you can further analyze it. See on the y-axis. Okay, which code do you want to see? Which part of code do you want to see? After plt dot title, plt dot title, plt dot title. Okay, is this the code that you wanted to see? Okay, so here we have used the title. Batting first, batting first, batting first, batting first. Okay. Uh, Don't worry, guys. We will be sharing the whole notebook, that is this whole file along with code and the data set So in histogram, you did not pass the y. You don't need to pass the y parameter because on y parameter there is the frequency count. So this is basically the distribution of runs. Yeah, so this is the distribution of runs. So now we will see after batting first, which team won the most. Which team won the most after choosing to bat first. So batting first data frame, and the column name is winner. I hope it is winner. Let's see once again. So batting first dot columns gives you the name of columns, means every column is shown to you. So yes, winner, we have the column name winner. So Mumbai Indians has won the most matches after choosing to bat first, and CSK has won 52 matches after choosing to bat first. Okay, this is some interesting data. Now, how about we plot a frequency plot to see the above data? So this data basically in the form of a bar chart. Okay, so let's do this. We will be passing. Yes, so we will be passing the names, basically the names of the teams, which is the keys in the x-axis, and the values, that is these values, in y-axis. So here we can add some colors if you want to see some better visuals. So for Now let's take the three teams. Now let's add a blue, yellow, and purple. Okay. So basically we are adding colors to the bars, so it will map each color to each key and value to each team basically. Okay, objects mismatch cannot broadcast a single shape. Okay, we have each and every team with its frequency and color. We will try to change it. Okay, so uh, here we have Mumbai Indians with the most number of wins after choosing to bat first. Then we have CSK in the yellow, and we have Punjab. Actually, it should be red for Punjab. So let's give it red. Yeah, so Kingston Punjab red, which is the third. So it's basically the same as above. This code, just instead of putting the list into the variables, I just placed this entire thing in the x and y axis, like here and here in this plot. Which programming language is best for web development in backend? Diploma in computer. Okay, these questions, I will answer them at the end, so please be patient. So the questions regarding the code, if you have any, please tell me. Now let's try something new, like about pie chart. Okay, we will try a pie chart at last. Plt dot. Tell you first, we have to make it into an array. So let's say batter the teams which wins after choosing the batting most. So say batters, winners, runs. So this variable will store by how many runs did the team win. Batting first, winner. Okay, so this is the number of runs by which the team won, and the teams, you will also see the teams. Batting first data frame, and we want the winner column dot value counts dot. Okay, I forgot to give the parenthesis here. Yes. So these are the teams, and these are the teams, and these are the runs, corresponding runs. Mumbai Indians 6-2. So let's plot a pie chart. So let's say we want the top five teams, and we will give the labels also. So basically, what we are doing is, so we are passing the values, that is these values, into the pie chart. So the pie chart will plot the values, and we are giving the labels. This array, we are passing it as labels. So even if we pass here 0 or don't pass, it doesn't matter. It will consider it 0. So plt dot show. Yes. So as you can see, now if you want to see what percent of matches has Mumbai Indians won and which percent of matches has CSK won, so for that you have to use the auto PCT, which is the auto percent, and in this you have to provide a value percent. It will show you the value up to one decimal point, like 25.8. If you change this to 2, it will show you up to 2 decimal points. So in this way, even in the matches, they show this kind of stats on the television. So in this way, we can see what percent of matches are won by which team. So in data science, you need programming as well as the knowledge mathematics, at least some basic knowledge of mathematics, so that you can analyze your data set, and you can produce some viable results to provide to your stakeholders. So, any doubts? If you have any doubts, please let me know. Okay, no doubt. Okay, don't worry, guys. The Jupyter notebook, I mean the Colab notebook, in which the code is written and the dataset will be shared with you, so that you can play with it. You can. My suggestion is that you learn barely minimum amount of coding that you need, and some basic maths, and start working on some, like a project. I will not say project, but start doing something. Go on YouTube, find some videos, and follow the tutorials, and do something with it, so that you can learn. Okay, data science project. Okay, a data science project. There are many projects, like there is a Titanic data set. We have to predict basically who will survive or who will die in the Titanic. It is a pretty popular data set. You can find it on Kaggle. You can also take like a Boston data housing project, in which you have to predict the house's price. It is also available on Kaggle. So go on Kaggle. There are also competitions for data science and machine learning. After you make your foundation strong, go on Kaggle, and you can take part in competitions. There are also prizes for that. Okay, prediction classification. Many are project available in Kaggle. Yes, so you can start with. I would like to say you can start with the Titanic project. Basically, it is the most basic project, and it will help you learn a lot. You can. There are many ways to basically solve the project. So you can choose any whichever way you want, and do the project. My honest opinion is just build something, do something with that, with the knowledge you have acquired, and I'm sure that you will definitely like get an opportunity for the data science and machine learning. And I hope you are considering it as a good career option, because there are many opportunities ahead, and you will try for that. There are not many people with the skills needed for the data science industry, so I hope you will do that. There are no more doubts coming, so I guess this is it. So I would like to thank you all guys for coming and attending this session. Thank you all. And regarding certificates, the certificates will be given to you in 2 or 3 working days. So don't worry about certificates. Opportunities for data science and machine learning. I think there are tremendous opportunities. You can do, if you are in engineering, you can do projects, a lot of projects, and show them to recruiters. If you are looking for a job, there are jobs are also plenty of jobs are available. So I think you can do that. You have a lot of opportunities. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for attending this session. I hope you have learned something. See you. Good night. Bye. You can leave the meeting.